بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Welcome my beautiful sisters, beautiful mothers. We are here as we are learning every week, inshallah, how to be good Muslims, how to be good role models in front of our kids. We are learning to how to make our houses a safety zone for our kids. When I have a family, then I am responsible for the vibes in that house. We need to make this house full of love. We, as parents, our job is to teach our kids how to respect each other by respecting them. We have to have harmony in the house. We have to teach our kids how to live together in peace. We are learning how to make this house and this family happy from inside, how to have the inner peace when we are together. We have to learn to live together without judging each other, without accusing each other of anything. We have to learn how to listen to our kids, because when I listen to my child will listen to me. We are here to learn how to be patient, because patience is the key to a good parenting. If I don't have patience, then I lost it. I won't be able to control my own emotions, then I won't be able to handle the situation between me and my kids. So it starts all with me. I need to sit down as a parent. I need to have self-awareness. I need to understand my feelings. I need to understand the way I think. What is the pattern of my thinking? Do I overthink? Am I a passive person? Am I cold emotionally? How do I think and feel? Am I a negative person? Do I assume always that something bad will happen? Am I always full of hope, or I don't have hope at all? These are the things that I need to start learning about myself, because if I have self-awareness, then I will be able to handle the situation between me and myself, and then I will start the journey of self-improvement. So when I improve myself from inside, I improve the way I think, and I am able to direct my thoughts into goodness. And I learn how to improve the way I think and the way I feel as well, my emotions, and I direct it into goodness. We are here to learn how to set boundaries, because if I don't know how to set boundaries, also it's gonna cause me a lot of problems. You know how a lot of people have maybe stress. When they are stressed outside, they just maybe people ask them, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. People use the parent, they use them, they suck their energy, they are drowning emotionally and physically, and they cannot handle the stress. The result is that they will put it on their kids. They will go home and they will put the stress that they had from outside the house inside the house on the kids and on the husband as well. If the wife is stressed at work, if she doesn't know how to handle the stress at work, then she will go home and she will put all her anger and her stress on the kids. We do not want this. So you have to learn as a parent how to set boundaries. If someone asks you, other than your husband and your kids, to do things and it is too much for you, even the kids, even the husband, I know how much I can bear. I know my ability. I know what I can do, then I can say simply, I wish I can do it. I wish I can help you. I really want to do it, but I'm so sorry, I can't. You have to learn to say no to other people without feeling guilty, because this is one of the major problems that we have as Muslims. We think that it is rude to say no to people. You can't say no to anybody. So you have to say yes, and you have to do everything that other people say to you to do, or help them and support them, and financially and emotionally and physically. You go, you come, you pay, you listen to people a lot, and then after that you are drained emotionally and physically. And then when you go home, or when you are surrounded with your kids, if they want to come and talk to you, you say to them, I'm tired, I'm busy, I can't, just go away. I just want to have a lonely time. I just want to be alone. And it happens more and more and more. And then it becomes a habit that I can give my time and my energy to anybody except my kids, because they stop coming asking us questions. Our kids will learn with time that the habits are getting more and more. And now this is the pattern. My mom is always stressed. My mom is always tired. My mom is always busy. So from the beginning, I'm not going to go and ask her. I'm not going to go and interrupt her. I'm not going to go and be a burden on her. So I'm going to leave her alone. And then it becomes weeks and months and sometimes years, and the gap between us and our kids become bigger and bigger. So you have to set priorities. Who is the most important people in my life? When can I say, no, I can't, I'm so sorry? When do we say no? You have to learn, because subhanallah, like one of the things that we're not aware of, one of the things that we don't know is that some people will manipulate you emotionally and make you feel guilty for not being there for them. Yes, and some people unfortunately use Islam by making you feel guilty if you don't help them. I need you to come help me. If you say, I'm so sorry, I can't, they will say to you, how come? You are a Muslim, you have to be there for your sister, you have to be there for your parents, even if they are parents. Some parents use their children's emotions, they manipulate their kids for their own benefit, unfortunately, and this is selfishness. And we parents, if we have such a pattern, we will go and we will do the same thing with our kids. So one of the things that we need to learn is, if I was manipulated by someone in my life to make me feel guilty for not fulfilling their own needs, for not being there for them all the time, I cannot say to them, I can't. I have to be always available for them emotionally, physically, financially. And if once I said I can't, they will blame me and they will criticize me and they will make me feel like I am a hypocrite, or I am a very bad person, or I am a selfish person. So if it worked with me, if someone was able to do this with me, I might do the same thing to my kids without even realizing that I am doing that. Yes, you have to be aware of this. You have to set boundaries. When someone asks you if you are living with your parents, you have all the, of course, it is your obligation, it is your duty to take care of your parents, to help them, to support them. But if they are demanding, they keep asking and asking and sucking your energy, sucking you emotionally and physically, and then you feel like you are drowning, you feel that it is too much, then you have to know that Islamically, it is okay to say, Mom, I'm really sorry, I can't do this. Now, if she judges you, if she starts manipulating, you are my daughter, you have to be here for me, you have to help me, Allah will be angry from you, or I am angry from you, and you're not gonna go to Jannah. If she uses Islam to make you feel guilty, you have to know that she has no right to do this, because Allah Himself doesn't ask us more than what we can bear. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah will ask me as a Muslim to do what I can do. I will have to pray the 5 prayers. If I am sick, I can sit down. I can pray Dhuhr and Asr together if I am traveling, if I am sick. If I'm traveling, even I will make qasr, like the 4 rak'at become 2. Allah makes life easier for us, ibadah easier for us. But sometimes people do not want to make life easy for us. They just want to take advantage of you. So they keep asking and asking, and the more you give, the more they ask. They are demanding and demanding and demanding. This is selfishness, and this is not acceptable in Islam. So if you have someone doing this to you, if it was outside the house, if it was at work, if you are at work, you feel that you're working too much and it is not fair, and they expect from you more and more and more, and they're not giving you a break, you have all the right to say, I'm so sorry, I cannot do this. If they insist, if they threaten you, you say, all right, and you start just searching for another job. Do not allow anyone to manipulate you or to take advantage of you to the point where you become stressed and then you put your stress on your kids. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable, and you are going to be asked about your kids in the day of judgment. And when Allah asks you, why didn't you change your job? Why didn't you do this or that? Oh Allah, Ya Rab, my mom was asking me every day, and it was too much for me. So I became angry. I started swearing. I started getting tired. I couldn't pray Fajr because I was exhausted. Allah will say to you, why didn't say to your mom, Mom, I love you, but I can't do this. I'm so sorry. Why didn't you set the boundaries? If you say, I couldn't because she said I will go to Jahannam if I don't do it for her. Who determines who goes to Jannah and who goes to hell? Who determines where we go? Our jobs and our even ability. Only Allah knows my ability. Only Allah knows the skills that I have. Only Allah knows if I am really trying hard. I can be trying my best and giving my 100% of ability. But my 100% ability is like maybe 50% of my sister. Maybe my sister is stronger than me physically. Maybe my brother is financially better than me. So they can't, people around you cannot simply expect from you as they expect from others. So you need to know that you have the responsibility of your self-awareness. You need to know your ability. You need to know how much you can give. You need to know when it is enough so that you can say enough is enough. This is my 100% for today. The rest is going to be a break because tomorrow is a new day. I have to start from the beginning. I shouldn't be drowned when I go to bed. I should relax during the day. I need breaks. So your job is to understand how you feel. Do you feel angry? Do you feel lonely? Do you feel like, do you panic? Do you get stressed easily? What are the feelings that you have? Because if you don't understand your own thinking, your own feelings, then you will use them with your kids. You might start saying to your kids, I am angry because of you. But maybe you are not angry from them. They are human beings. They make mistakes. And we are teaching them, we are guiding them. They are not robots. We don't use them as we use machines, on and off, right and left. We have to be emotionally available and sit down and talk with them. So we need to, you understand yourself, and then you start improving yourself. Baby steps, it's okay. Write down any symptoms that you have. Go online, learn how to change these symptoms, whether it is in thinking or feeling. You have to have a plan. You need to have a plan. You need to have vision for your family. What do I want for my kids? If your vision is, I want my kids to go to university, they have to study, they have to have high marks, they have to have certain jobs, then your vision is absolutely wrong. Yes, we want our kids to study. To make them study, we encourage them. We encourage them. We don't keep reminding them every day that if you don't study hard, if you don't get A+, then you are a failure, or I'm not going to be satisfied, and that is not enough for me. Maybe it is because of people. What is your vision about your family? You need to have a clear vision for your family. For example, you can think of, yes, I want to have a loving family, caring, supportive. I want my kids to love each other, respecting. The behavior is very important. I want them all to be stable mentally. I want them to be all of them, I want them to be balanced so that they can make the right decisions, so that they can react in a nice way, so that they know what is right, what is wrong, to choose right over wrong, to choose halal over haram, to choose the husband or the wife wisely, not randomly, to choose their jobs wisely, and to have kids and to be good parents as well. We want them to be good and happy people around us. So this is something that you need to know. Like, don't say, I want my kids to study, to work. Of course they will, yes, they need to work. Eventually they are going to work, but we don't put the pressure on them what we want them to work, what we want them to study or where. Don't be selfish as a parent that my son should satisfy me, my son should please me, my son should make me proud in front of people by studying hard something they don't love. This is actually selfishness. I shouldn't be selfish and think that, yeah, my kids' responsibility is to make me a proud father or a proud mother. No, my kids' responsibility is to obey Allah, to please Allah. And my job is to guide them to know the straight path. That is it. One of the mistakes that parents do is that they live with the mindset that they are victims. Yes, actually, a lot of parents think that they are victims. A mother will think that I sacrifice my time, I sacrifice my health, I sacrifice myself financially, I work hard, I cook, I clean, I do all these things for my kids. And what do I have on the from them? I get nothing. They don't respect me, they don't give me, they don't sacrifice as I sacrifice. First, I would like to say that I don't require, or like parenting does not require sacrificing. That's a misunderstanding. Sacrifice is not in the dictionary of marriage or parenting. If you think that you need to sacrifice to make your marriage healthy or to do the right parenting, then you are mistaken. The word sacrifice is not here. We use compromise. Compromising is in marriage and parenting. We can say that I compromise today, my husband compromises tomorrow. So sometimes I compromise, sometimes he will compromise, and marriage will go on and it will be healthy. But if one of the parents is always making the decisions and forces the other one everything, and they don't listen to the opinion of the other one or let them choose, then that is a controlling and, of course, selfish person. That is not the right, it's not the healthy marriage. The same thing when it comes to parenting. If I always control, if I always make the decisions, if I always speak and they have to listen, there is no sacrifice here. You clean, you cook, you work, but at the same time, you are causing them damage. You put them down and you are always angry from them and you are putting a burden on them. The right thing is that as a family, I have to compromise sometimes. My child compromises sometimes so that we can have a good relationship. If we want to go out every week, in the weekend, for example, we want to go out, then one day I choose, my son will compromise and he will go to the place that I choose. The week after, I compromise and I allow my son to choose. And then the week after, my husband will choose and we will go where my husband suggested. And then after that, my other son or my daughter. This is how we compromise sometimes so that we can have a good relationship. Compromising is required in parenting and it is required in marriage. Sacrifice, no. We do not sacrifice because you will be drained and you're going to be miserable and you're going to be sick mentally and physically. And then you will always think that you are a victim. No one should be a victim. We all have to be happily living together in harmony. I respect you, you respect me. We should all feel safe when we are together. How do we have this safety? So that no one feels that they are a victim. Oh, everyone is against me. I don't get to choose. I don't get to speak. I have to clean always. I have to do this always. No. We always, subhanallah, like it is like a companionship. Yes, we clean together. We do things together. You do something, I do something, and we are done together. How do we do things like that? By having a good, healthy communication. In the communication part for today, I'm going to speak about a few hints. If I do not, first, before I start talking about how do we communicate, if I do not communicate with my kids, talking with them, if I don't sit down and listen to my kids, then I am a selfish parent. It is not okay at all that I always speak, I always lecture, I always give orders, I always give rules when they do not have the right to speak. They don't have the right to give their opinion. Let them speak, let them say, oh, I don't like it. Yeah, sometimes we give them chores. I sit down with my kids and I say to them, this is the list of the things that we have to do at home. This is the list of the things we need to do every day. And this is the list of the things we have to do every week. And maybe another list we have to do every month or maybe every year. So who can do this, who can do that, who's going to take the garbage every day out, who's going to water the plants outside, who's going to vacuum, who's going to, of course, their bedrooms, everyone is responsible for their bedrooms. Everyone will put the fitted sheet and they will remove the dirty ones. They will take it to the laundry. Everyone is responsible for their own things to put it in the right place. No one, when we are all happy and when we have peace, no one will be doing more than somebody else. Like, we need to have really like the harmony. Yes, I can ask the boys and the girls, who wants to wash the dishes, who wants to do the dusting, and maybe one of them will say, I'll do the dusting, I hate washing the dishes. Of course, like if they say, I hate washing the dishes, it's okay, that's their opinion. We don't have to accuse them of, oh, like, you want everything to be clean, you are ungrateful. Yes, you want everything to be ready, but you're not willing to do anything. There is no need for that. We can simply sit down without accusing, without judging each other. We need to sit down and speak about the chores, and whoever says, I hate that thing, I hate changing the fitted sheet on bed, I hate laundry, I hate blah blah blah, you can simply say, I hate it too. Who loves cleaning the laundry, put the or washing the dishes? Yeah, some people love to do it, some people hate it. It's okay for the kids to say, I hate cleaning. It's okay, honey. Inshallah, you will be rewarded. We are all going to be rewarded. It's really nice to be sitting in a clean living room, in a clean kitchen. Yeah, it will make us feel better. So we get rid of everything that we're not using, and we only keep things that we are using all the time. We declutter in the house, the whole house, to make cleaning get easier. So talking is about everything. This is one of the secrets of good parenting. If you want to be a good parent, you need to sit down with your kids. This is how you teach them, by being a good role model. This is how we teach our kids good behavior. And that's why I always choose discussions with my students. Some people hate this way. They think that, why do you allow the boys or the girls to answer the questions? Like, you are talking about something and suddenly they raise up their hands and you allow them to. I want it to be a discussion, because I keep talking for half an hour or 1 hour, they will be daydreaming, or they're not going to get what I'm saying. But when they ask, when we speak, I teach them how to listen. When someone is talking, we listen. And I will give you a chance to speak, and you will have the chance to ask your question. And you can express your feelings. When we disagree, we can speak and we will respect the disagreement. This is how we teach our kids the good, healthy communication and the good behavior. So what do you think? Like, if you take your kids to school, the teachers are saying, don't speak, don't ask, because the teachers have a plan and they need to finish the lesson they have. And then they have this all day. All teachers are saying to them, don't speak, I have to finish the lesson. And then after that, they go home, the parents, don't speak, I am tired, I am busy, don't come near me. So that then no one is teaching them how to speak and what to speak. We're not actually teaching our kids how to think and how to feel, because this is all, they learn all these things through conversations, through discussing things together. So as a parent, when I sit down with my kids, I always tell them the rules for communicating. When someone speaks, they raise up their hands and they will speak, and they should not speak for a long time. If someone else wants to speak because they The other one spoke a lot, that they can just raise up their hands and then they will be able to speak. We teach them not to interrupt. We teach them, when I'm talking over the phone, give me a sign that you want to talk to me, so that I say to the person I'm talking with over the phone, excuse me 1 minute, and I'll be back in a second. I listen to them, I look at them, they tell me what they want, or they ask me the question, I finish, and then I go back to my phone. This is the communication happens. This is how we teach our kids the etiquettes of speaking, the etiquettes of listening, the etiquettes of being patient. How do we make patient kids? How we teach them? By doing that first. Do not expect your kids to become very well in communication. They don't judge, they don't lie, they don't, and if you don't sit down with them not to speak to them, to listen to them. They will never learn if they do not speak. So what we want to do is, by having this vision that I want to teach my kids the good behavior, I want them to love each other, I want them to support each other. So I need to teach my kids how to set boundaries. So I put rules in the house. My rules should be all about the behavior. No one is allowed to touch their siblings' things until they ask for permission. And if you touch one of your siblings' things and you break it or you damage it, then you have to buy them the same item, a new one. And we have to be firm. We have to teach them that you do not use other people's things randomly. You have to ask for permission. So when they go out, they will ask permission from other people. And they have to learn that if your brother or your sister said to you, you ask them for a charger, for example, or can I use your laptop, or can I use whatever, and they said to you, I'm sorry, not today because I need it, or not now. You have to accept the fact that they said, I can't, because this is how we teach our kids to set boundaries with others. Some people, subhanallah, we have two extremes and both of them are wrong. I need to teach my kids balance. Some people, when it comes to the expectations, some people, they expect everyone to do what they are asking, to fulfill their needs, to be there for them, and don't say no to me. They don't have someone saying no to them as an answer. So they want to take advantage of others. And they keep asking and they are demanding. If someone says no to them, they will ask again and again and again until they have what they want. So they will become selfish. If we leave our kids without rules at home, then they will become selfish. Or some of them are the weak ones. They cannot say no to anyone. They will fulfill everyone. They want to, I need your charger. I just put my phone in the charger, but okay, then let me just give it to you. Okay, here. They can't say to others no. This is my job, to teach my kids. I have to teach my kids so that they don't become stressed when they grow up. Set boundaries. You know your ability. You know what you can do and what you can't do. And it's okay to say, I can't. Sometimes you don't have to feel guilty. Because the weak ones who are always, subhanallah, being used, and they are the ones who always feel guilty. A lot of guilt makes the person, you know, the weak one, a lot of guilt makes the person unhappy and unstable mentally. They will be always feeling guilty. I'm not a good person. I'm not doing enough. And this is not, and they will hate themselves. They will speak about themselves in a bad way. They will think that I'm a bad person because I can't please everyone. They want to please everybody around them. And this is not their job. Subhanallah, I have to teach my kids as a mother. If someone asks you for something and you can do it, and you are more than happy to do it, then you do it, and you do it for the sake of Allah, and you do not wait for anything in return, because Allah will reward you for it. But if you cannot do it, you say, I am so sorry, I can't. You're not going to feel guilty, and you're not going to feel like you're a bad person, because it's okay to say, I can't sometimes. So we have to teach our kids the extremes in feelings and the extremes in reacting. Yes, because the strong ones, they're not the strong, actually, they're the selfish ones who want everyone to please them, because they judge and they accuse and they hurt other people. So people will do what they want because they just want them to not to have a problem with them or fight with them. These people, they don't know how to even manage their own emotions. They always feel like they are entitled for whatever they are having, or they, yes, I deserve this, and this is the right thing to be done. Or they get angry. They are, and the selfish people are always angry people, and they just think about themselves and what they need and what they want, and they want everyone around them to fulfill their own need. While the weak ones, they will also be very frustrated. They will always feel guilty. They will feel bad, and they're not going to be stable at all. We do not want our kids to think like that, to feel like that, or to be like that. We want them to be balanced. They know when to say yes. They know when to say no. They know their abilities, and whatever they say, whatever they do, they know that it is the right thing. So they're not going to feel extra guilty, and they're not going to feel extra selfish, mean, or angry. They know how to manage their own feelings because they understand the situation. Yes, we do not want our kids even to use Islam by saying, oh, Allah will be angry from you if you don't. No, I have to teach my kids that Allah knows what you can do and what you can't. Yes, it is not people who say to you, Allah biyaghdab alayk. Yes, if you're not doing a clear sin, if you're not doing a clear sin that is haram, no one can say to you, oh, Allah biyaghdab alayk because you're not helping me. I asked you money, Allah biyaghdab alayk. Allah will be angry from you. You'll go to hell if you don't do this for me. No, who are you to tell me if Allah is angry from me or not? Allah knows my intention. Allah knows my abilities. Allah knows what I'm going through. Allah knows if I deserve Jannah or hell, not the human beings. We are not the judge. So do not allow anybody to manipulate you as a parent and put the pressure on you and make you stressed, and you will be frustrated, not knowing the boundaries, not knowing when to say yes or no, not knowing what is right and what is wrong. Learn how to set the boundaries and do the right things, so that when you are home with your family, you are stable and you are balanced. And then you have to teach these skills to your kids. You teach them when to say yes and when to say no. You're not going to say yes because you are under the pressure. You're not going to say yes because you are shy. Because if you know that you really want to do this thing for the sake of Allah and you're happy, willingly want to do it, then you will do it, and you're not going to wait for anything in return, because you're going to do it only for the sake of Allah. But if you are under the pressure, you're going to say, I'm so sorry, I cannot do this. Even if it looks simple, even if people accuse you, you're going to say no. And you know yourself, whatever they say, whatever they accuse you with, we don't care, because that's them. They judge, they accuse, they backbite, they lie. And I cannot please everybody around me. All right. So as a parent, you need to learn these skills and you have to teach it to your kids. How? By sitting with your kids. You need to sit with your kids maybe once a week, twice if it is possible, but you sit down with them individually. You have to be sitting with them like today you sit with the girl, tomorrow you sit down with the boy, and then after that you have to sit down with your husband. You have to sit down. Sometimes you need to open your hearts to each other. Sometimes misunderstandings happen. We do not want any misunderstandings, so we have to sit down and ask, when you said blah 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 the other day, can I ask you, what did you mean by that? Because my brain went far away. And believe them. Yes, we need to show our kids that we believe them when they speak. In order to have this trust between me and my kids, I have to tell them the truth. Never, ever, ever manipulate your kids thinking that they don't know what you're doing. Don't say to them something and you mean something else. Don't manipulate their feelings and their understanding, because you want to say something to your kids, be clear, say whatever you want in a clear way and tell them what you mean. Everything is just clear, nothing in between. Don't say to your children something that they have to figure out what you meant. Yeah, they will not understand what you mean. You have to say to them specifically what you want from them and clearly. And then you know that they heard what you said and they understood what you meant by it, so that they don't come to you one day saying, oh, I did not understand what you said. Or you will say to them, I told you to do this. And then they will be like, when? When I said to you this and that, like, but what you said wasn't clear. Like, it doesn't say to me, I have to do this or that. We really need to be clear when we give them the instructions, and we need to be also what we mean by it so that they don't misunderstand. Give them the chance to say to you, what do you mean, mom? When you said something, what do you mean? Explain to them. It's okay for them to ask questions. The best way for the communication skills to develop it between us and our children is by having discussions. You can put papers maybe in the beginning, because you're not used to speak with them. If you're not used to speak to them, you can write on papers topics or a question on different papers, put them in together in a bowl or in a bag, and then let them choose one. One of them will open it and read. Maybe it is a question, maybe it is a topic. Maybe you can say, you can write, for example, how do you know Islam is the right religion? Let them see. You need to know if your kids do really believe in Islam. Let them answer that question and fold the paper. Put another one, exercising, and that's it. You just put the paper when they read exercising. So you will say, okay, so what do you think of exercising? Is it important? Is it not important? It is not about exercising itself as much as it is about the communication skills. So it is not about, I want to convince my kids to eat healthy food. Nope, nope, nope. It is not about lecturing them or convincing them. It is about, I want my kids to express their feelings and what they think about certain things. So we're talking about exercising. They can say to you, oh, like it's too much, you have to go, it's far away, and like, no, that's not me, I wouldn't go. Another one would say, oh no, but I love exercising, I wish I have someone to. Let them speak, You ask them questions. If one of them did not speak, you can say to them, yes, Muhammad, what do you think? What do you think about exercising? Look at your kids and see how they speak. When they speak, do they argue? Do they accuse each other? Do they raise up their voice? They start shouting at the same time? Or what? You can say to them, okay, okay, we're not going to scream when we speak. We're going to listen to each other. We are going to listen to everyone talking about their experience. Do you know anyone who does exercises? Let them speak, let them talk. Have you ever watched exercising on TV, or do you know anyone who? And let them speak, and always you watch them talking. First, you listen to them, you give your opinion quickly and watch them. If they raise up their voices, then you can say to them, your voice, we don't have to scream. We're not allowed to maybe, like, let me say, sometimes people love to control the, maybe the argument, and they want to just keep talking. So we can say to them, okay, let's give somebody else the chance to speak. Honey, I think we understand your point. Now we have to teach them that you can't be selfish all the time speaking and you want others to listen to you. And those who are very quiet, they do not want to say their opinion. They think that they're going to laugh at me, they're going to make fun of my opinion, or I prefer not to speak because I'm going to be judged. We have to say to them, you can speak, it is safe here, no one will judge you, no one will make fun of you, and no one will say anything, because they might say, I'm not gonna exercise, I love food, I wanna be obese, I don't care. That's your opinion. It is not about the idea, if it is right or wrong. We can have Islamic questions. We can have like vegetables. Yalla, what do you think about vegetables? Which vegetables do you prefer? Which restaurants do you prefer? Maybe we can speak about milkshakes. We can speak about fruits. We can speak about furniture. What kind of furniture do you love? The color of the furniture you prefer? What kind of bedroom do you love? Yeah, like, we can speak about anything. Just write names of topics that you can speak about. What are the advantages and disadvantages of having a mobile? Maybe we can speak about the apps. Which app is the worst and which is the best and why? And then we can have a discussion with our kids. This is not about the discussion itself. As I said, it is to teach our kids to be involved in discussions in a very respectful manner. We teach them to listen to each other. We teach them not to raise up their voices when they are in a discussion. We teach them to be patient and wait until their turn comes. We teach them to be patient, to listen to others when they speak. It is not only me speaking, I have to listen as well. We teach them to control their emotions, not to get angry from each other. We teach them how to relax. Sit down and relax when you are talking with others. Some people can't sit still. They have difficulty sitting. They just want to talk or play or do something. We teach them to relax. If they are sitting and they are uncomfortable, we can say to them, breathe deeply so that you can relax. We need to teach our kids to sit down and relax fully without overreacting, because this will teach them how to worship Allah properly. How are they going to relax when they pray? Because they can't move when they pray. They can't be tensed. This is one of the pillars of praying, is at-tuma'nina, which is relaxation. I have to be fully relaxed, relaxing my body and my muscles, and then I will start Allahu Akbar. How am I going to teach my son to relax when he prays and to sit still, if we are not, practicing this at home, how can I say to him, you can sit down and you can listen to Quran, you can recite Quran, you can sit down and do some dhikr when you are bored. Some kids, when they are bored, they get angry. It becomes extreme to them. Why is that? We have to teach our kids to sit down sometimes just like this, doing nothing. They can just look around them, and we teach them, when you are sitting there doing nothing, you can simply think of something, imagine, use your imagination. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to work? What do you want to study? What do you want in Jannah? Where do you want to stand up in the day of judgment? Let them use their imagination in a healthy way. We can teach them to sit down and read. Reading is very good. Most of Muslim boys and girls do not read, and when they read stories for like, I don't know, anything that doesn't have to do anything with morals or manners, but we can encourage them in the future, like, okay, we want one of you next week maybe to listen to a video about anxiety and give us some tips, or I want one of you to read a story or something, and you can ask them in the future to suggest some topics. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk together. So what do you want to talk about? Let them speak. Okay, gaming. What are the good things and the bad things about gaming? What about the sunnah of the Prophet? We can choose some of the sunnah of the Prophet. Maybe new information they didn't know. So this is the only way. The only way. There is no other way to teach your kids to be stable and balanced in their personality. They know how to express their feelings because they will start understanding their feelings and the way they think. They will start understanding what does it mean to be frustrated or afraid, or types of the feelings. And when they can speak, when they know that it is safe at home, I can speak to my siblings, I can speak to my parents about my feelings. They're not going to judge me. They will listen to me. And we are here for each other. We do not make fun of each other. We do not backbite each other. We trust each other. And whatever happens inside the house stays inside the house. We do not talk about each other in front of others. Respect, 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 whether I am with them or away from them. That's when they will be stable. They are not going to run away from the house. They're not going to go out every single day to see their friends and stay late until morning. They're not going to think of maybe marrying so quickly anybody randomly just to get rid of this house. We want them to choose wisely. We want them to get married when they are ready and they choose the right person so that they can be happy in their marriage. They will be able to communicate with their own husband or wife. We do not want them to just run away from the house and work any job they hate it or not just to get money. No, we want them to go to their job when they are comfortable. They go to their job not looking at the time. What's the time? I want to just go home, because they hate the job they're doing. We need to encourage them to do something they love so that they become creative, and it will be very good if they do it for the sake of Allah. Some things like maybe donate, volunteering, maybe some of their time for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, helping the community, etc., etc. So these are the things that I wanted to speak about. I am not going to be a good role model. I'm not going to be able to help my kids until I sit down with them, and I have to be patient. لقد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة. You had a good role model in your prophet, in our prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was a good role model for us, because we look at him and we see through his character we are learning. He used to do this and he never did this. That's how we learn, from the role model. ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, if you were harsh, if you were very strict and complicated, people will just go away from you. But because he was nice and kind and he was patient and he listened to them, he never judged them, he never made fun of them, he made them feel safe, that you can come and ask me a question, you can trust me, I'm not gonna speak about you, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not going to ruin your reputation. He is wise, that I'm not going to give you random maybe advices. I will give you the right advice through Quran and the Sunnah, which is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is us as well as parents. So we have to be good role model in reacting, in taking care of ourselves, in the decisions that we make. We have to be considerate all the time. We have to think about our kids as much as we think about ourselves. Never, ever, ever, ever think you are a victim. Don't have the victim mindset. You're not a victim. You are a mother. You are a mother. This is a beautiful journey. You and your kids in this beautiful journey. You enjoy your kids. You're not a victim. No one is asking you to sacrifice everything. No, all you have to do is just to take care of yourself, take care of your kids, speak with them, have good vibes in your house, make it safe for your kids, make it full of love and respect and harmony and peace. That's all they need. Other than that, subhanallah, we are just telling them whatever we see around us, yeah, this is the right thing and this is the wrong thing. Please choose wisely. This is halal and this is haram. Why is this haram? We explain to them why it is haram wisely. We do not judge them. We do not get angry from their questions. Whatever they ask, it is good question. I am more than happy to answer your question. If I don't know the answer, we can go and search for the answer together, or we can ask, we can learn together. Whatever happens, it is all nice and good. Take things easy. It is not easy. I know it is not easy, but you have to just calm down and relax. Yes, focus on the most important thing. It is not only about me as a mother. My kids are human beings. My husband is a human being. We have to take care of each other's feelings. No one hurts no one in this house. That is abusing. Making fun of someone is abusing and it is hurting them. We do not put them down. We do not call our kids names, bad names. We don't assume that they are, oh, you are lazy or you are this or that. No, they are good people. We have to show them that we genuinely love them. I do not control their actions and their lifestyle and their habits. I just explain things to them and I allow them to choose according to their age, and talk with them, allow them to come to you and to express their feelings about everything. They will tell you their news. They will update you with their decisions. They will tell you everything. They will never cover anything from you. No secrets. Subhanallah, the more they feel that they are closer to you, the better you will see the relationship will become and stronger, and they will love you back. They are beautiful. They will love you back. Wallahi, you can feel happy with them. Yes, you can. We can feel happy. We can have peace inside the house, but it starts with us, the mothers. We cannot keep the houses clean day and night with little young kids. The kids are the priority. Declutter as much as you can from your house so that you don't need a lot of time cleaning, and you can put things in the right place. Choose one time every day to get up and clean all together, in a nice atmosphere. Let's laugh and talk while we are cleaning together, and they will learn how to be good in cleaning. They cannot clean properly, they cannot clean perfectly like us, but give them the chance to help you. Even if they don't do it properly, thank them and encourage them and tell them that I really needed your help. Thank you very much. You did a great job. Even if they did 10% of the job, the 10% will become 20, and then it will become 30. Day after day, it will become, inshallah, 50 and 70. And they will become better than you, even, inshallah. One day they will start cooking new recipes. They will start learning new hints and tips in cleaning and in other things. So let's give them the chance to shine. Let's give our kids the chance to glow and to be creative and to help us make decisions in the house, and allow them to be creative. And you will see, you will be amazed how clever they are. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us peace in our houses. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us, to guide our children, to guide all Muslims, inshallah, to the straight path. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us good role models as parents. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us patience and gentleness, kindness, generosity, and to, inshallah, give us a beautiful time to enjoy with our kids and to enjoy with others around us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep you all safe. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you strong, inshallah, in your responsibilities. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. جزاكم الله خيرا، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.